Hello, and welcome to Three Nerds Deep. My name is Adam, and as always, I am joined by Andrew and Andy. Say hello, nerds.
Hello, nerds.
I wanted to be first that time. I was ready to give in to it.
We can redo it if you want.
No, just next time, I guess. We'll have to wait and see. Hello, nerd.
Thank you. Yep, thank you for joining us today. We are back after a week absence. We did not record because we actually went to a St. Louis Battlehawks game, and it was awesome. They won, of course.
They did.
Only because we were there.
I don't know about that. They were playing the Aviators, and they're not very good.
They're pretty horrible.
They're technically the worst in the whole league right now after that game.
But we're not going to be talking about the Battlehawks today, even though we probably could.
I mean, we could.
Today's
scrap.
No, I actually prepared something. So today's episode is going to be about building our dream video game. Just any game that we think that we would be an amazing game. Whether or not it's built only for us personally, or we think a lot of people would like it. So I guess I will go first since this was my idea, if you guys don't mind.
I do mind, actually. I don't want you to go first.
Okay.
We'll
go for it then, Andrew.
Oh, I didn't say I wanted to go first either. Oh, go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, so my idea...
Hold on.
What? Are you just messing with me now?
Yeah. Yep, just messing.
Some people who know me well probably would guess this, but my dream game, one of them, would be a Mass Effect style Decisions Matter Star Trek game.
Oh, Star Trek game. That's not where I thought you were going, but...
What did you think I was going?
Well, no, because it'll reveal what my pick will probably be.
I mean, I can kind of probably guess, but Star Trek is a very unused media when it comes to games. Like, there's a lot of mobile games. Yes, there's Star Trek Online. There's been a couple in the past, but I don't think any of them have... Star Trek Online is a great game. I used to play it all the time. But
great?
I always liked it.
It's
maybe
good.
Not great.
I don't know if I would say... I don't know if I'd put it in the great category. But that's
fair.
Just me.
That's fair. I always enjoyed it, but it doesn't feel like your decisions really hold any weight when you have a game that's massively online multiplayer. Sometimes I feel like your decisions don't really carry any weight. But if you add Mass Effect's storytelling and decision making, where your decisions actually hold weight and carry across multiple games, I think that'd be pretty awesome. You could set it in any era, really. You could do, original show. You could do Next Generation, Discovery. It'd be pretty awesome.
So why Mass Effect as opposed to say Dragon Age?
Mainly I like Mass Effect better than Dragon Age. Maybe that's might be considered a hot take, but Mass Effect to me is way better than Dragon Age. Dragon Age is great.
Mass Effect has only had one dud. Dragon Age has had multiple duds.
Well, they've now had two, considering. But I think it just depends. I think they're both good. But
yeah, Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age Inquisition are great games.
And
the other two, not so much. Not that they're bad games, but they're just...
three. There's Veilguard out there too.
Yeah, Veilguard, and then there's
Dragon Age Origins.
Yeah,
which is good.
Dragon Age 2.
And then
Dragon Age 2 is not very good.
Dragon Age 2 is the only one that's weird. It's got the weirdness to it.
Well, they changed gameplay a lot, but that doesn't
Yeah.
bother me. Just I thought the story was lackluster too.
Yeah.
But then Inquisition was great.
Oh yeah, and then Veilguard.
Then
Sorry.
Veilguard was.
I haven't
wouldn't
played
say it was
it.
bad.
I've heard mixed reviews, but anyway.
Yeah,
I
that's
have
kind of
not
how I
really
feel about it.
heard anything good about Golgrim. But
I've heard
so-
people say it was that it was underhyped. Does that make sense? But
Yeah.
I just didn't know necessarily because I know in both. I would
I
say
mean, they're both
I would say
BioWare, aren't they?
yeah.
So
I would say
different teams, but still BioWare.
I would have said Mass Effect still has, even still, I'd say, especially through multiple games, has more weight in the choices you make. But Dragon Age still does as well.
Yeah, I just don't.
But I was just
feel like
curious
in
if there was a
Dragon
reason
Age-
why Mass Effect over Dragon Age or
Well,
over any
I
other
think
game.
part of that
necessarily.
is Dragon Age's decisions. I don't think hold as much weight in the actual story. Like Inquisition, like yeah, whoever you decide in the end, I don't even know if the ending decision in Origins really matters that much at all to Inquisition. And
I see what you're saying.
mainly it's partly because you do play different characters through every game. And I think that's partly why.
Mhm.
So like a Mass Effect game where like say a Mass Effect style trilogy in a Star Trek universe, like you play the same character. You make your own character, whatever. I think
picking
that
up
would
what
be
you're putting
better
down.
towards creating a cool story. Like say you're a captain of a small ship and you develop relationships with your crew, not necessarily romantic, but just all that stuff like that you see in a Star Trek show. And you could set it during there's the Dominion War, there's a Klingon War. Like there's lots of wars in Star Trek that a lot of the shows don't really deal with a lot. That then you could get that, the Mass Effect style action combat that you could have in there as well. I just think it would be cool. I don't think we have gotten a really good single player style RPG in the Star Trek. And it's a huge universe. And I personally think a lot of people would probably really like it. So, and I would love it. Mainly because I love Star Trek. But
yeah, I feel the same way. That's a good choice. Yeah, Star Trek. I think you're right. Is a untapped, at least console gaming medium.
there are a ton of mobile games.
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of mobile, like playing games on your phone.
I'd be
But yeah,
interested. I'd be interested to see what the numbers were for Star Trek Online.
Yeah, I mean it's still active.
Right.
Yeah,
I actually
you don't
have
hear.
thought about recently downloading it to play.
You don't hear too much about.
is that
or I-
crossplay?
No, it is not. I did look it up to see if we
didn't-
could play it together. It is not.
I didn't
don't-
think it was. It's too
I
old.
don't hear about too many people playing that. No, and that could be my limitations, not necessarily the games. So that's why I was
Yeah.
like, I'm wondering
No,
if there's
it's
a reason
definitely-
why it's an untapped potential. Is it?
I mean,
because-
it's kind of like Elder Scrolls Online. They're still releasing new stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
It's-
that's why I almost downloaded it. Is actually popped up on my TikTok that they had released a new, some new event, new
So-
campaign mission thing.
I think something where maybe the Star Wars realm versus Star Trek, and why Star Wars has had at least definitely more attempts, but also more, I would say, more successes by a long shot than Star Trek in video game world. Has to do with they've kind of broken down the gameplay elements to different sections of the Star Wars universe. What would this, how would you break this game down into because Star Trek is so huge and expansive. To say what would be the key focus of it, like who would you be, or what are your choices? Because I feel like you can't decide you're going to be a part of Starfleet and have that be in the same realm as you being like a Vulcan on planet Vulcan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean,
you'd have to
I get what you're putting down, but I feel like for a Star Trek game,
right? What are
it's
you
Starfleet.
thinking? Okay.
I mean, it's Starfleet. Like, no one who would boot up a Star Trek game, I think, I could be wrong, but would not be like, oh, I want to play a Vulcan on Vulcan.
Well, maybe
Like,
not, but
I want to I'll be a Vulcan in Starfleet. I think it'd be Starfleet. And if, you narrow it down, I think if you put it in the, I think what's considered the golden age of exploration with like Captain Pike and Captain James T. Kirk, like if you want it to be a little bit more action focused, there's wars that go on during that. There's a Klingon war. There's conflict with the Gorn. There's a lot you could mess with. Or if you want to do like a exploration style game, I mean, you could just do that too. Could be like a puzzle solving game where you go down to a planet and, meet new aliens or ancient ruins. Like there's several different genres. I would prefer maybe like a more action packed story driven, like a conflict where you play as, who knows, maybe in the first game you're an ensign on a ship during the Klingon War. And
so I feel like I've never claimed to be a big Trekkie, but I know a lot of them.
That's true.
Yeah, I know a lot of them, and I know that there is a lot of deep lore in Star Trek. How would you be able to fill this game in? How would you make this game a thing where you're part of Starfleet and your decisions have weight so that it works within the history and the lore without making Star Trek fanboys get all upset become keyboard warriors about how the game is terrible because it conflicts with this part of history and this part of history in the Star Trek universe?
I mean, probably what you would need to do, because they've already done it once, is you change the timeline.
Oh, so you just say this is a different timeline.
Yeah, you be very upfront, like this takes place during this time. And honestly, you could probably make choices, and you could, like, Star Trek lore is expansive, but it's pretty loose. So there's huge time periods where we don't know anything about anything.
Okay.
Like there's a World War III and a eugenics war that we don't know. Granted, somebody who knows lore crazy well might know.
Well, that's what I meant. Like they're going to be out there. Those are the guys that go into every convention.
But you get that anyway. You get that anyway. It's like, well, you can't actually do this because in this episode they make one obscure reference to this, and this, so you're wrong. You can't do this. I mean,
well, I think if you put, like, say you boot up the game and it goes, hey, this is like loosely based off of, the events of Star Trek.
Right.
That could probably.
Well, you could even call it like a Star Trek story, and just say, hey, this may not follow the timeline perfectly. We made a fun game. It's like, because I don't remember people having too much backlash when they did that with the movie reboot. Like, I don't remember people.
It got snuck onto us. We didn't know it was a reboot, we didn't know it was a different universe. We were watching it. I
mean, but you learned pretty quickly.
Things started to change, and you're like, wait, why is this so different? What is this? Well,
it changed in the first scene. Captain Kirk's dad's not supposed to die.
Right.
Like first scene, and anybody who knew anything about Star Trek's like, wait a second,
Right.
this is different.
And I'm sure a lot of them, upon first watch of that movie, were very frustrated at the very beginning of that because of all
Maybe.
the changes. It made sense later on. You're like, oh, because as the movie goes in, you keep watching it. It's like, oh, this is different. Oh, I see. We're not in the same universe because something changed.
Right.
Something happened that caused for this to change. Otherwise, this wasn't supposed to happen. And now all the Trekkies are like, oh, I'm here with it. I'm
Right.
ready.
Maybe, and
So-
you could even do that in the game where maybe in the opening credits of the game, you know, it highlights something that changed at some point to make things a little different. Because
Well-
Star Trek deals with alternate timelines all the time.
You could almost just
So-
make that more of the movie reference game if you wanted something that happens after that. You could almost make the game based off of Next Generations in that universe.
Yeah. I mean, you
Because
could.
that's not explored at all. So
If they really wanted to, they could easily figure out a way. No matter what they would choose, if they would make a game like this, I would play it and I would probably love it. It's got Star Trek in it, and it's Mass Effect style game. I would love it. So,
yeah, but you'd also just love another Mass Effect style game.
well, yeah, and we're getting one. They're
It's
working on it.
They're doing it.
Yeah, I think he just tweeted out not that long ago that they are now that what was the game that released? They just released the game, but now they're fully focused on Mass Effect. So 2027, I think is what he said. Maybe 2028. I don't remember. But anyway, so that would be my dream game. Star Trek game that takes place
In the Star
at any
Trek.
point, but a Mass Effect style decision making RPG, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
What about you, Andy?
So my first idea when Adam originally told me about it is, and I'm pretty sure I've talked to Adam about this before, but I would love a Skyrim-esque Game of Thrones game
Hmm.
where you can pick different factions and there's different side quests, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You can run around, Westeros, and you can choose whether you want to side with the North or side with the, King's Landing and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
I'm actually so surprised that they haven't tried to make a Game of Thrones, like full blown Game of Thrones RPG.
me too. Like, they did the
There's a lot to do
Telltale
with it, too.
one.
Right, but it's such a popular franchise. Like, I'm just surprised they haven't even attempted it.
Yeah.
It's probably
Like
because
maybe
of how
maybe
the show
behind the
ended.
scenes we don't know, but they actually tried and they couldn't get it off the
Maybe.
off the floor. But yeah, I mean, because they made the Game of Thrones game. I had it for like Xbox 360, I think. That you
Yeah.
played as two different characters. One guy was on part of the Night's Watch. The other guy was some minor lord. Did you ever play that? Either one of you?
I think I watched you play it once.
What was it called? Is this the
I think it was just
Telltale
called
games?
Game of Thrones.
Was it the Telltale game or is there a different
No,
one?
no. It was
This
it was
was-
almost like an action RPG-esque game. It had like I don't know,
It had
probably
some
best
hack
way
and
for
slash
me to
in it, didn't
describe
it?
Yeah, kind of, but it was more almost like a Assassin's Creed like esque combat. Like you could press buttons to, parry and dodge and all that stuff. But I think it was just called Game of Thrones. I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember what you're talking
King's
about, but
Road.
I don't think I ever.
I mean, in the Telltale game
Yeah.
was pretty fun, but
Is it-
we haven't.
Yeah.
Was it called Game of Thrones King's Road?
No, that's the newest game that I haven't really looked into much. That game came out
Isn't-
like a year ago, I think. and that's like that's like a mobile slash. I think you can get it on. I know you can get it on PC. I don't know if you can get it on console, but yeah,
Well, it looks like
that's
they have another one called War for Westeros coming out soon.
I think that's
Yeah.
a tactical turn-based thing. We talked about it in our what we're excited for 2026.
Right.
But yeah, so like I said, Game of Thrones, Skyrim, like I think that game would
yeah. It
be
was just
awesome.
called
I think
Game
it would
of Thrones
sell.
in 2012 or 2012. Just so you guys know. Sorry, I had to look it up.
No,
I was
it's
going
fine.
crazy.
I
It was released with the show.
yeah.
So
Like I said, I think it would sell really well. I think that I mean you could even just I don't know, like you could even have expansions like Elder Scrolls Online where you can go to like Essos. Like
yeah,
so
I will say I agree with you.
I think Game of Thrones is also like Star Trek an untapped gaming media. Like there's a couple of games, but
Yeah,
it hasn't really been
I actually think there's even more room to tell the video game because there's like everything that happens in Esteros. We don't really know. It's not necessarily as fully explored, but even still, if you go back into old Valeria and what happened there before Aegon and all that, they traveled over to Westeros. Like what happened during the Doom? What caused that?
right.
yeah.
Blood magic.
But I think
That's a
that
cop
would
out
actually
term. Blood
be.
magic happened, and then they ruined their world.
That's what I mean.
But
That's
the crazy
Dragon
thing
Age
is, like,
too, right?
everyone died. That's the crazy thing. Like, everyone died. All the like, almost all the dragons died, and the people from Valyria died, like in one fell swoop. That's a crazy thing.
Sounds like you shouldn't mess with blood magic. That's what it sounds like.
Probably not. In most medias, people who mess with blood magic end up corrupted or dead.
Yeah.
But no, I agree with you. I think a Game of Thrones RPG would be amazing. I just don't know if I would like have it a Skyrim style would be my preferred style of RPG.
Well, I just was thinking about like, you know, in
Right.
Skyrim you can
The general,
join
like, how expansive
the
it is
Empire or the Storm
Yeah.
Cloak or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
or I mean, you could even do a Dragon Age esque.
That's kind of what I was kind of thinking
Game of
more of
Thrones
is like
thing?
yeah.
That
I
might
think that
work
would be
better.
cool. Yeah.
But
You know, it'd be the best. You mix the games. It's a Game of Thrones RPG with like Dragon Age level storytelling and like relationship things, but with the Lord of the Rings Shadow of War gameplay.
Oh, man.
The Nemesis system.
I mean, you could do the
Dude.
Nemesis system too. I
Wait.
mean,
You can't yet. They won't release the patent on that.
right, but this is a dream. This is all a dream.
yeah, this is a dream. This is a dream scenario. Yeah, dude, that would be cool.
That would be
Like-
really. You add the Nemesis system into a lot of RPG type games, it would immediately be way better.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine like a Star Wars like game set during like the Old Republic Sith Wars with a
Dude,
Nemesis
you're
system?
You're
so
stealing
good.
my thunder.
Sorry, man.
You're stealing
We just need more Nemesis system. That's what we need.
We won't get it for a while. Actually,
Which
let's
is,
look that up.
you know what's crazy about that patent is like, why didn't anybody else think of using that type of
Well,
thing?
the thing
where
is,
like
it's not, it might not be they never thought of it. Maybe they just couldn't figure out how to.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Because I'm just like, how come it took until this Lord of the Rings game for people to be like, hey, what happens if you lose against a guy? He gets beefed up. Like,
It's guys. We're unless who owns the rights to it right now?
I forget. It's the the company went under that owned the rights.
Well,
they were bought by somebody, and then that company that bought them shut them down. So basically, there's a patent for it, but no one can use the patent because the company that owns the patent doesn't exist anymore.
So Warner Brothers Games,
right,
owns the Nemesis system, technically.
Yeah, technically. But I think there's some legal thing because they shut down the studio who created it. That it's like somebody was talking. There's some weird legal thing where since they shut down that thing, unless they like reinstate that studio, like they can't use it or something. I don't know. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, it's basically it's dead, and we can't get it until the patent runs out.
Yeah. Well,
because we were supposed to get a Wonder Woman game with the Nemesis system attached.
Oh,
well, and then they
would have been
killed that game.
We won't be able to have it until 2036. That's when the exclusive patent expires.
All right, so
I'll be 40 when that comes out.
Hey, so it takes forever for games to start, to release. They could start now. And release it the day the patent comes out.
Gosh.
Or like 6 months later, once the patent's done, they'll release it.
Oh yeah,
we totally
Grand Theft.
I mean, they've been working on Grand Theft Auto for like 10 years.
Grand Theft Auto 7 with the
Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
Forever.
Grand Theft Auto 7 with a Nemesis system sounds pretty dope.
Yeah.
Like could you imagine you're just world playing and people are messing around, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, some NPC from when you played against it and years earlier at the beginning of the game just all of a sudden comes at you? I think that'd be pretty awesome.
I feel like a mobster game with the Nemesis system could be pretty good too.
A mobster game?
Yeah, like a Mafia. I know. Mafia 3 wasn't great, but Mafia 2, that game.
It's really something in that time frame.
Yeah. Where like a gang mob war type of thing would be pretty cool.
It's really sad that we haven't been able to use that.
I know, right? That's just our dream. That's the biggest dream. Bring Nemesis system back. Let everybody use it.
Make the Nemesis system.
Right. Yeah, because back to Andy's Game of Thrones game, if it had Nemesis system, like you like fight against the mountain, like the mountain just gets beefier and beefier if you lose to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like you fight against Beric Dondarrion, and every time he comes back, he's just
that would be
better.
Only thing is though,
because like in real combat, like you don't die every time.
If you were to make a Game of Thrones game. Honestly, if I was to make a Game of Thrones game, I would have you can't die. If you die, you automatically have to start over.
Oh, so was that a roguelike type game?
I don't know. Just like because like if you think about it, what's the theme of Game of Thrones? You either win
or you die.
Or
so
what if you become who killed you?
I feel like that'd be a cool game, but that would be a hard game to make.
A hard game to make.
That would be difficult.
Like it depends on how story driven it is.
What happens if you get killed by a goose or something? Then you just play as a goose.
You play as the goose until but then it becomes Untitled Goose Game until one of the High Lords kill you.
No, so you get killed. So then you work your way up. You start as a goose, then you get killed by a butcher. A cook, then you play as a cook
or a dog.
You could just
and then you die in a raid from some random.
You could just make yourself as a goose become fatter and fatter, and then just fly around waiting to get shot by some high lord. And then you're eaten. It's good.
Yeah.
That's
and then there'd be speedrunners of the game. You start as a goose, and they try to just go straight towards like Robert Baratheon.
Yeah,
and try to become king
until you die as a boar. Until a boar kills you, and then
right, and then yeah. No, that'd be fun. I feel like Game of Thrones could work because feel like a lot of people just want to play as a knight. Like you could even have it call it the Hedge Knight, Game of Thrones Hedge Knight or something like that.
Yeah, you could.
Because a lot of Hedge Knights start as Hedge Knights, but some of them actually join lords.
Yeah.
Maybe like you could make it so eventually you could become a landed knight and have your own little castle type of thing.
All right.
Then you could add castle building to it, which
All right.
a lot of people enjoy.
I got an idea.
Okay, let's hear it.
I don't know if this is a perfect game, but it's an idea. And it is still Game of Thrones based, but a modern warfare Call of Duty-esque game, but in the Game of Thrones universe. Where it is first-person medieval combat, and you can play online against other people, and you can come up with your own faction and stuff like that. And your titles based off of rank can go up or down depending on how much you lose or win or die or stuff like that. You can add different games involved into it, where you could also have jousting in there. You could mount a steed. You could call in a dragon if you get a high enough streak to come into airstrikes.
They may have already made a game almost like this.
Yeah.
Have you ever played Chivalry 2?
Mm-mm.
It's pretty
That's what
similar.
I was thinking. I was like, you're
yeah.
thinking of Chivalry
you
on
don't
the Game of
necessarily have
Thrones
kill
version.
streaks. You I think you get perks for getting multi kills or whatever, but yeah, could be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, Chivalry is fun, but there's a steep learning curve to that game if you want to get into it. I think it's free to play, so at least it used to be on PlayStation. It was free to play, but I mean, that would be a fun game. I always joked about how they should make a Call of Duty in medieval times.
I think that's
I
actually
think a Call of
good
Duty in like Revolutionary War time would be pretty good.
all right. Stand in the line. Shoot.
Or I'm surprised Call of Duty hasn't gotten into like the World War One. Like
Yeah.
Battlefield
I
did
thought
it.
they did once.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
Was World at War? World War One or two?
That was World
Two.
War Two.
Okay. Couldn't remember. I was thinking about
That's
that
where
the
you
other day.
meet Victor Reznov from Black Ops 2.
Right.
No, Black Ops 1. Yeah. Just real quick. The fact that they made those two games in the same timeline with the same characters was great storytelling.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, could I be wrong for saying this? But could a dream be them actually make a good Call of Duty game? Like, is that
I think that's wrong because I think there are some good Call of Duty games. Like
right? But
numbers
fine,
alone,
a good Black Ops, a good Black Ops game.
I
Because from what
disagree. I
I've
think
heard,
there's
the
good
last
Black Ops
4
games.
have not been good at all.
Well, that's because that's the last 4. But I think 1 and 2, are good. I think the problem is that the shooter market has become oversaturated.
Yeah.
And it didn't need to be. And they're
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to still make money. But now it's become toxic. It's very niche. Like
Yeah.
it's not fun for a casual gamer to go.
Also,
out and play
Call of
those.
Duty should take a note from Battlefield. And Battlefield 1, the one that's in World War 1, is considered like there was a poll, and it's considered handedly the best Battlefield game ever made. That's including some of the old ones that most people love.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it's still going strong, and it's been a decade almost, I think, at this point.
Battlefield 1 is a very good game.
Yep.
But yeah, I was literally thinking about this topic. I was like, I almost want to just say, can we get like a Black Ops 2 again? Like just like a remaster? Is that
I have been wanting this for a long time for them to just release all the campaigns remastered, all the Call of Duty campaigns, and just have one. I'd pay. I don't know if I could let my wife would let me pay, but I'd pay over $100 if they released every campaign of Call of Duty remastered that's ever been made.
It's like one master game.
Yeah, kind of
You
like the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. It's Call of Duty Legendary Edition, and it's like all the ones from like the 1990 games through, I don't know, the reboots of the the Modern Warfare.
But what if they didn't roll credits until the end, though? So, like,
You just had to play it back to back to back.
you just play it. Like, it just keeps going. Like, this happened and then this happened.
Dude.
You could do that with Call of Duty.
Yeah.
The campaign would be like 2 hours long gameplay time.
Yeah.
Some of the older ones have longer campaigns. Some of the newer ones have real short. Because like the old Call of Duties, you jump from like, I don't know if because I haven't played any of the newer Black Ops ones or anything, but the old ones, like you like in Call of Duty 2, for example, like you go from being British, fighting in North Africa, to being like the Americans fighting in Sicily and Europe. And then you jump to, I think, is it Call of Duty 3? You're also a Polish tanker. So like yeah, those were great. Like the original Call of Duties 1, 2, and 3, get those remastered would be awesome.
The Big Red 1 or whatever, whichever one that one was, that was one of my favorite games. We had it on the GameCube. It was fantastic.
Yep.
But
And that one is fun because the cast, a bunch of the cast from Band of Brothers talked for the characters in that. Because I remember watching Band of Brothers and then playing that game. I'm like, why do these guys sound so familiar?
There's a reason.
Yeah. So
Andrew, I know you piggybacked off of the Game of Thrones one. Did you have like
my own idea?
Yeah, your own.
Yeah.
I kind of have an idea. It's a very rough idea. It's not very thought out at all. But it did. I was thinking
Those are the
something
best.
I was thinking something with the Nemesis system in the dream world where we could do that. One of my favorite games that I would just sit down and play for hours on end, like not even playing the main mission, literally just playing it for the gameplay, was the Horizon games, Forbidden West and Zero Dawn, both of them. I love them.
Is that the like?
You've probably never played it.
Like,
it was a PlayStation exclusive. Now it's on Steam.
I mean, I had PlayStation I had a PS4.
The one where you fight robot dinosaurs.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah. And I loved it. I loved the concept of it. There's a bit of a story that's actually pretty good. I just didn't care because I just was there.
You just want to fight robot dinosaurs?
It was it's everything you want it to be in that regard.
Right.
And how they make it so it's not, it feels like a hack and slash game, but it's not, because you have to actually have a strategy going into it, but it's not necessarily like a Souls style where one strategy is always the best. And I'm not like trying to knock anybody who's really good at Souls either. Those are really hard games, and like not Elder Scroll, Elden Ring and stuff like that. But once you figure out, like with those, the structure of the boss fight and how to win, you could do that every time if you get good at doing those things. Where with the Horizon gameplay, it's still creative. You could accidentally win if you have it on a certain level, but there's just a lot of creativity in how you can destroy these things. So I liked that concept. I liked the concept of fighting giant robot monsters. But there's not much of a multiplayer element into it, where you could team up with other people. You can create your own character. You don't have to play as just this one. And the world's so big, and you can be from so many different types of factions and warrior classes and fighters, that they could expand on that. But then if you also, like I said, added in some type of nemesis system where somebody just gets stronger if you don't beat them, because you also fight other people in that game, not just the robot prehistoric-esque creatures. But you could also add that so you have different people or different robots. Like maybe they hold a grudge. It heals and it comes back, and then that robot has a quote unquote scar or something on it from what caused from that you left into it. There was an arrow you shot into it, and it's still in the thing. But so essentially a Horizon type of game with a multiplayer element, but also has the Nemesis system being able to run into it to make it that much more challenging to a degree. Another thing I think I really liked about Horizon is because I also like Shadow of the Colossus, and it felt a little bit like that, but it wasn't as boss fighty the whole time. So I would also.
I was gonna ask if it was Shadow of the Colossus, like esque.
No, Shadow of the Colossus is like it's strategic boss fights where there's a certain way you beat it, and you go through it beating it that way, which is fun. It's great, and I love it. And I guess I would add that into whatever this type of game would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually I think a crafting element could be cool too, where you could create your own using parts and stuff from the game that allows you to do that, a crafting element of creating your own type of robotic dinosaurs that you could send after people or something like that. So not really based off of any other IP. I just kind of liked the idea of it and how you could make it work a little more. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, that'd be cool.
So what we've established is that we need the Nemesis system to be available,
but it won't be.
Not for 10 years.
I'll have a graduated daughter by then.
I'll have a teenager.
My daughter will be
almost
18.
2 teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Do we want to go into shout outs real quick?
Oh, we could do some shout outs.
Sure.
Yeah. I'll go first. I'll do one for all of us. Go St. Louis Bowhawks. We kind of already did it at the beginning, but shout out to them.
It was a lot of fun. It was so fun.
Yeah. The dome was awesome. The atmosphere was awesome.
Apparently the game the game we went to apparently was like record breaking in people that have came to a UFO game.
Nice.
Which felt pretty accurate.
Yeah, there's a lot of people there.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I've told people about the experience. Like the stadium was like maybe half full, if that. But
I don't even think it was half
deafening.
Full, but
yeah, but it was loud.
Like, it was so loud in there. Like I don't know why the Rams left, because they have diehard fans over there.
It's probably
I can kind of think of why.
Yeah,
St. Louis isn't a very rich town.
It was a big city for not having a whole lot of people walking around in it, but
yeah. My second shout out is, because I probably said this wrong almost every time I mentioned it, but I'm going to say it again. Star Trek Strange New Worlds. I actually said it right this time. Actually, I keep saying like Brave New Worlds or New Frontiers. It's Strange New Worlds.
Oh yeah.
It is so good. And I just watched the crossover episode with Star Trek Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds. So that's fun.
That is fun.
Which is fun because Lower Decks is a cartoon and Strange New Worlds is not. So
do they make them cartoons or do they make it live action?
No, they make if you know Boimler, like the main characters from Lower Decks, a human. So He's just played by the voice actor, which is what's his name?
Huey from The Boys.
Yeah, Huey from The Boys, which fits Boimler perfectly. Like
Dennis
it's
Quaid?
Jack Quaid, right?
Jack Quaid, yeah.
Dennis is his dad.
That's right. And Meg Ryan's his mom. He's a Nepo baby, guys.
I mean, he is pretty good at acting, though.
He is good.
But yeah, so I shout out that show. It's great. I've binged. I think I might be on the last episode of season 2, so I've binged 2 seasons in like 2 weeks, and I don't have a lot of time to watch shows, so that's how much I've been enjoying it. So, yeah, it's just great. I'm trying to get caught up for. I think season 4 releases very soon, so I'm excited. And I think that's about it. I have a crazy busy week at work, so I don't really have.
I've got some shout outs.
Go for it.
So I finished the kind of all the homework from the anime episode. I've watched the first episode of every single anime that Raymond recommended. They're all pretty good. There's a couple that I've watched a couple episodes. But one of the main shout outs for me is I've been watching Solo Leveling, which is very, very, very good.
Cool.
What
are you watching that on?
Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll.
Yeah, I borrow from a friend.
Nice.
And like I said, it's very good.
I have read the first, I think, 4 of the mangas. What do you want to call it?
Yeah, it's Korean, so I don't think it's called manga.
Right, I don't know the proper
essentially
term
the Korean
for it,
version
but
of manga.
yeah, whatever that's called.
Yeah, show's really
It is
good. Also, I have started watching another anime with my wife that wasn't on Raymond's recommendations. It's called Frieren.
Oh,
that is also very good.
That has been recommended to me by several people.
It's very good. It's an interesting and different story because for us who like D&D, it's like the aftermath of you defeating the big bad at the end of a campaign.
Isn't that what it's called? Frieren.
It might be Frieren, and then
something?
there's like a subtitle. But
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's like the rebuilding,
Kind of like
figuring out what you're doing with your life.
Kind of because the main character is an elf, and so she obviously lives longer than her human companions. So it's just, I think I'm 2 or 3 episodes in. I'm not that far into it. I just know it's pretty good, and my wife likes it, which is
it's always fun to find a show or something that your wife also enjoys.
Yeah, because my wife's not a big TV person, so a show that she will actually sit and watch is kind of a rare find.
Cool.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't have any anti shoutouts this time. Last time.
Andy's negativity is down. He's in good mood.
Oh, I showed Andrew that Little Mermaid. It's on Amazon Prime also.
I haven't watched
Don't
it.
watch it.
Don't watch it.
Don't watch it. It's bad.
Don't. All right, Andrew, do you got a shout out?
We have a Mortal Kombat 2 movie. That is out, I believe now. I haven't seen it yet, but I would like to see it.
Isn't Masters of the Universe out soon too?
That is coming out soon as well.
And the scary movie's coming out soon too.
Yeah,
there's a lot of movies coming out soon.
For our very specific listeners, whether you're just into it, you don't need to be ashamed of it. There's a Devil Wears Prada 2 out there. I don't know necessarily who that entails, but it's kind of been a big deal in my household. Mildly,
It's
it's
one of
more
your
like
favorite movies, isn't it?
no, but it's actually a lot better than I thought it was. It's got some real high quality actors in it, obviously, and now there's a sequel with all of the same ones after so many years. It's pretty good.
Isn't Anne Hathaway also working on a Princess Diaries
I think
movie?
so. I think so.
Like, that's crazy.
She must be hurting for money.
I don't know if what I'm about
doubt
to
it.
say.
Come on, Andy. I doubt Anne Hathaway's hurting for money.
Don't
Somebody's
know-
hurting for money to bring these movies back after almost 20 years, if not exactly 20 years.
And in the light of talking about bringing a movie back, I don't know if it should be brought back, but as a shout out in the thoughts of shouting things out, I did watch recently Starship Troopers again,
Oh, it's so good.
and I was like, is this movie perfect the way it is?
Yes.
Is this one of those movies that it would be ruined, or could it actually be better if they not like remastered it, but reboot it? Like with today's technology and like really enhancing those space graphics, which I mean,
like-
I'm not saying they're bad. They're pretty good for
They're
the
pretty
time,
good for the time.
especially like the on plant fights, like the
Yeah.
practical effects they use in that is great.
Yeah.
There's
Especially
some-
for how
there's some
low
bad-
budget that movie was, too.
Right. There's some bad space effects,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's okay. And it's the movie on its own is real campy, but like what if they could you make that any differently? Is my thought. I feel like I could be there for the action, almost try to make it seem more scary at times. But I don't know if this is a shout out at this point, but it was just more of a thought out.
So I
Yeah.
think what they should do is they should make a Starship Troopers now that's just as campy.
I don't think I don't
Because
think
the
you should.
problem with the sequels is I think they tried to go too serious.
Oh, really?
I think that's
Yeah.
the main thing.
And
They
I
also
just
tried
think
to
the
make more
campiness-
movies when there is only one book.
Yeah, but even the first movie is nothing like the book.
True.
I don't know. Even if it was more true to the book, which I also haven't read, I don't know if that'd be better or not. But yeah.
No, Starship Troopers.
How about a Starship
Is-
Troopers game? Let's do that. That's
Yeah,
Oh, they
that
have.
good.
They have a couple.
It came out like a couple of years ago.
And there's one that came
It's
out
very
this year
much-
in March. A first person shooter. Granted, that one's
Did it?
a little more, but
Did
there's
it?
Starship Troopers Extermination. 16-player
Okay.
co-op.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
I've seen gameplay. I definitely think it would be fun.
Well, that's the thing. Is like Starship Troopers is like. Do you guys remember when B movies were still pretty good?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we had some
Like
good
Lake
B
Placid.
movies, like Lake Placid, Starship Troopers, Ironclad.
Oh,
You know, like-
Ironclad. Yeah.
Like nowadays, like the B movies, they're just awful.
Granted,
Like-
those B movies are almost A movies. Like they have their budget. They're like the top tier of the B movie budget. You know,
What
like
the ones we
Ironclad has
mentioned
Paul
are just-
Giamatti in it. Like,
That's true, but like, because it used to be B movies were like, I don't know, like they were for actors who were like not very well known, but they were still good actors. Now B movies are like, you're not a good actor, but we need somebody to play the role.
right.
You know what I mean? Because like
Yeah.
Starship Troopers has like a lot of good actors in it. Like they're young and it's early in their careers, but they're pretty good actors. So it's just Just a thought. Like,
I don't know if it does. I don't know if I'd agree with that. The biggest name that's in that movie that is still a big name to this day, but isn't even really that big of a name, is Denise Richards. And she had a bigger career. Michael Ironside is huge if you know who Michael Ironside is and what he's done, but I don't know. I think he passed away a couple years ago, I'm pretty sure anyway. But I don't know. Then you have Gary Busey's
Neil Patrick
son.
Harris was in it.
Yeah, but that's not the thing that made him famous.
No, didn't say that these movies made you famous.
Well, and the girl who played Diz is pretty famous.
Is she? Who is she? What has she been doing now?
I mean, most of those people
Let's
don't
look at
do
her.
anything now.
I've got
They're
her
all retired.
filmography. She was in.
But what did she do?
What was she in? That was super.
Dina Meyer. I mean, she's
She was
Starship
in
Troopers,
Saw.
played in
She was in Saw
Dragonheart.
3,
which is also a great
was-
B movie.
and Johnny Mnemonic.
She played in Star Trek Nemesis.
Okay.
Granted, I don't remember her. I haven't seen Star Trek Nemesis in a while, so I don't remember what exactly
Clancy
she
Brown
played.
is in it.
Yeah. The guy who played what's his name? Walter White's brother-in-law. I can't think of his name. He's in it.
He is?
Yeah, he plays like the commandant of the training facility. At least, unless I'm getting
Oh,
him
I guess he
confused with
does.
somebody else, but
Yeah, you're right.
I feel like Dina Meyer is like the pinnacle of like B movie actress. Like she plays in a lot of those. She was in
She was in the Saw franchise.
Yeah, she was on NCIS. Well, she made guest appearance in NCIS. But yeah. But anyway, now that we went on our Starship
topic.
Troopers, but also just so you guys know, Starship Troopers Extermination is crossplay.
I saw that. I mean,
For those of you
It's
who've
also
never seen
on
gameplay
sale.
for this, if you've seen gameplay, it's very similar to
Similar to
Helldivers.
Helldivers.
Yeah, that's the vibe I get from it. Very similar. I don't know which one came out first.
are you saying you're going
What?
to purchase it? Are you saying
I mean, I might try to convince my wife to let me. Because I want to do my part.
That makes sense.
I didn't
Would you
do
like
it.
to know more?
Dude, have you watched any of those sequels?
Yeah.
They're weird. Like, they're super weird.
I think if I'm not mistaken, I think the third one's not bad because they bring back Rico. I think in the third
Yeah.
one,
I think it was a problem with the
and
second
he just
one.
makes it better, even though it's not a good movie. But for some reason, with Rico in it, it's better. But yeah, so I think unless anybody's got any other shout outs, I got another game,
All right, go for it.
dream game.
I
So
have got another dream game too.
my next dream game is, speaking of Mass Effect, is a Mass Effect game. But which I know the next game is not going to be like this, but it would be a XCOM 2 style tactical turn-based, I think tactical turn-based RPG, where you're like, you have a squad and you go on missions. But my thing is, for this Mass Effect game, it takes place during the Reaper War, but you don't play as any of like the main characters from the normal Mass Effect game. You play as the foot soldiers fighting on the ground. And why I think this would work great is if it's XCOM, like there's permadeath in that game. And I would love to have a squad of Krogan and Turians, heck, even Geth and Quarians and Asari in that game. And it would
That would be cool.
be very doable because you don't necessarily need a ton of voice acting for that, so it wouldn't be that expensive. And yeah, I think it would be like you have multitude of quote unquote classes that you could use because you got people with biotics and tech based stuff. And yeah, that'd be fun.
I've never played XCOM, but you've told me about it. That'd be pretty cool. Because isn't there a Star Wars game that's coming out like that?
Yes. And from what I heard, is that Star Wars game is going to be, from the developer said that it's like a mixture of XCOM and Mass Effect. Which is, to me, it's like that's a bold claim. Like, and I hope it's just as good. I hope it's as good as I am hoping. Like I hope it's amazing. Because a lot of people are mad because it's a tactical turn-based game and not like a RPG game. But I'm excited for it. I love that style of game.
I don't think I've ever played that style game, but I'd be interested.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of a game that you would have played. Did you ever play Dynasty Tactics? I know that's
Yeah.
one of my favorite games. So it'd be kind
that
of
what
like
it's
kind of like that, except for instead of like each unit is an army, like each unit's a person.
Mm.
And that's a bad reference, but it'd be sort of like that, but better, way better. Because Dynasty Tactics is old, like very old. You'll have to come over sometime. I can let you play XCOM 2 on my computer. But you might be able to get. I think you can actually get it on Xbox. I don't know if it's part of
Pretty
Game
sure
Pass or not.
There's a
I don't think
backwards.
it's on Game Pass.
Yeah, I know it was on PlayStation.
There's one there that I could play
So-
it on.
Yeah, but yeah, I would strongly suggest if you want to. Or did you ever? There was an Aliens game that they made that was like that too.
Oh yeah, there's an Aliens game called
Is it-
Aliens Extraction or something like
yes,
that, or
that
Extinction
is something like that.
or
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
that game is
or
similar.
Fire Team. I don't know.
It might be Fire.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know,
on Game
but they
Pass.
did
I've
make
thought
a
about
game
downloading
that's
it,
Aliens.
but-
That's also fun. You should check that one out too.
I'll have to check
But
that out.
yeah, so like a Mass Effect XCOM 2 game where you can have a squad. There's permadeath, which I always enjoy when they add permadeath because it just adds a whole new level of risk and real life. And since it takes place during the Reaper War, like it doesn't hurt continuity at all.
Yep.
And lots of people die during that. So yeah, you could even have like XCOM 2. You're on a time frame. So you have to accomplish a bunch of stuff before like why am I blanking on the name? The aliens basically take over the world even more. So like you could have that with the Reaper and them getting closer and closer to wiping out the galaxy. Spoilers if you haven't played Mass Effect 3. But yeah, I think that game could be really cool.
I need to play Mass Effect.
You've never
Yes,
played
you
it?
do.
Oh my gosh.
Started the first game like 6 times.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, nowadays, if you're just playing the non-legendary Mass Effect game, it can be a little rough nowadays. Combat is
They have
Kinda
all
janky.
3 of them.
Well, the whole
on,
game is
Game
kind of-
Pass.
The whole game is kind of janky. The
Right.
first one. It
but when it
has
came
a
out,
lot
it's
of bugs.
amazing.
Well, it's no.
But
When it came
Legendary
out, it
Edition
was
helped.
still janky. Mass Effect 2 is what saved the series. That and people who played the first one and still loved it and acknowledged how
Right.
great it was, which was a lot of people, but it's still janky. Like I remember, I think I started a game and I kept having to start over because of a bug that messed with my save. And I couldn't, no matter what I did, I would defeat the boss. I would, defeat the boss, and then it wouldn't activate to let me go to the next thing. I would just be stuck in the boss fight, running around looking to kill people, battle music and everything. I eventually had to just restart the game because it was earlier on, and I just kept getting stuck.
I would say the Legendary Edition has cleaned up a lot of stuff, but combat still doesn't feel the most smooth. Like I started Mass Effect 2 and I was like, this is light and day difference. Like they definitely put a lot of work into. They heard what people were saying about their game and they're like, okay, let's fix it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Andy, you got to play. You should come over and we can have a sleepover and we'll just play Mass Effect all night. We'll have a sleepover again, guys, and we'll just take turns playing Mass Effect.
As fun as that would be, I don't know if my wife would be okay with me leaving her again for at least another year, probably.
Oh,
I mean, at this point, I think the sleepover was like a year ago.
Yeah, but we just went to St. Louis.
I guess that's true.
we also need to have another sleepover for all the Lord of the Rings. We need a Lord of the Rings bench.
That's true. We do.
That's true.
So
with Raymond.
With Raymond.
And
maybe Christian.
If we were to do that, we need to record
from
some
Minnesota.
stuff. We need to record some stuff of like Raymond's reaction to Lord of the Rings or whatever.
Maybe. He may not like it. I mean, he's not a fan of it now. I don't know.
Well, that's lame.
Like, I don't know if he's watched all of them all the way through, but yeah, I don't think he's that big of a fan.
This is my impression of Christian watching through Lord of the Rings Extended Edition. Yeah, can we just like watch Hot Rod or something?
No, Christian likes Lord of the Rings.
Oh, it's Raymond who doesn't like Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, Raymond's the one who doesn't like it.
Oh yeah, no, we won't ever get him involved then.
Well, no, he said he'd be down to watch it, but I just like if you're recording reactions, I don't know if he would. Oh, Christian also does love Hot Rod, so
Christian loves Lord of the Rings. I think.
Yeah,
I remember talking to him about it. He's read the books and stuff. So
this is our tangent
devolving
alert. I'm hitting the tangent button. We are jumping off topic.
All right. Anybody got another video game? Andy, you said you had one, right?
I've got another one.
I thought of one. I don't know if there's much to talk about it. But this one is based off of an IP. I would love a comic book based open world RPG Mighty Morphin Power Rangers video game.
I mean, that would be good.
I'd play it.
I'd play it. I'd play the crap out of it.
Yeah, it's or you can and you're.
Do you get to choose which color ranger you are?
Yeah,
well, that'd be part of character creation, right?
But you get to
like based on your personality. It would.
I don't know. I don't know if there's that.
Like based on the choices you choose for your character.
I feel like they did a lot more based off of race. If we were going off the Mighty Morphin Power series.
You're not wrong.
Like
that, you would only be pink and yellow if you were a girl.
And you'd only be the Yellow Ranger if you were of Asian descent.
That's true.
That's the game. There's a lot of problems in the very first stuff, but like they have Power Rangers games out there, but for the most part, in recent years they have a fighting game. I think.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't remember it being very good though.
It's not bad. But it's not like you're there for the nostalgia and enjoying that, but it's not like I want to play it over and over again. But I mean, Power Rangers have been able in the past put out successful video games. But it was like back in the 90s. But I still love those games. They're good games. Play them on the Sega. And it was a side scroller. And it was with it was like a Streets of Rage type of game, and I think you could get away with more of an open world Power Rangers game.
Yeah, I mean,
Even if it wasn't Power Rangers, but the idea of you're a superhero that has to morph to get the suit and that type of power up, and then you
Yeah.
could make it more like a Destiny type of vibe, but not necessarily a shooter. I guess it could
Right.
be
I
a
think
shooter,
Destiny gameplay would be perfect for a Power Rangers game.
right?
yeah, especially with the classes that do more than just shoot.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that would be fun. I would play it.
Yeah.
I think everybody would play it.
But it'd have to be more
Maybe,
adult.
I don't know. I mean,
Otherwise,
I don't know how much people love Power Rangers except for like our age and a little older who grew up with watching Power Rangers.
there's
Like, I don't know about any. Does anybody know of anybody like teenagers that are like Power Rangers? Like,
they missed it.
right?
missed
They kind of missed it. So
It's
I'm
the
gonna
kids.
ask
The kids that are.
teenagers at church.
you
Yeah, they
should
like
because
Power
I'd be
Rangers.
interested to see if they'd
It's
And I'll let you
very.
guys
watched
know.
it at all.
It's a very millennial thing, but I think the kids are getting into it now.
Yeah. Have they made any
Yeah, Daniel
newer
loves
Power
Power
Rangers? I feel like we probably have already discussed this, but I can't
Yeah.
remember if
There
they
are-
made one recently.
There are. There's
Okay.
they've had seasons running, I think, consistently for
There's like 20
what,
seasons,
30
if
years at
not
this
more.
point?
no, there was a huge gap. I think there's like
Hmm.
10, I think there's 10 years. They started it back up with like Samurai, and I think it's kept going strong for the most part.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I mean,
so
but even
if you
Samurai would
guys
put
have
that
Roku,
like 15 years ago because
Adam,
Yeah.
do you
we
have
were
Roku?
watching that as kids.
But then there was like a 10-year gap between Samurai and RPM
Hmm.
or something like that.
Adam, do you have Roku?
Yeah, I mean,
So
I have a
like
Roku
all
TV,
the
yeah.
Power Rangers are on Roku.
nice.
Daniel's been watching a lot of them.
Nice.
I
I
stand
just
by
remember
it.
we
They're
used to get in
good.
trouble. And I've probably told this story before. We used to get in trouble for watching Power Rangers because then we'd always fight, pretending to be Power Rangers.
Yep.
So mom and dad said, "Nope, we're not having you guys wrestle all over the house, breaking stuff."
I like to think Power
So they're like,
Rangers.
"No more Power Rangers for like a week."
I like to think Power Rangers is actually a live action anime that has a lot of filler episodes, but it's actually pretty good if you watch. You could watch like 6 episodes in each season that mean something, and it's a pretty decent show. Everything else is just the same rinse and repeat stuff because kids like it. But you can go all the way up to like whatever the 5th season is, or when you get to Lost Galaxy, and it's still it's all canonically connected, or in space. In space, it's all canonically connected.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'll be honest. I'm just looking forward to more space games. Like 2027, there's a lot of space games releasing, and I'm excited for it.
but are any of them going to be better than Mass Effect?
One of them, I think it's Exodus.
That
You
does
should
look
check
good.
it out.
I
Watch
have
some
seen that
camp. Yeah, that one's got potential. Like that one looks like it could give Mass Effect a run for it. Especially because I think one of the creators of Mass Effect is a huge part of,
Mhm.
like, he's like the creative director or something. So,
Yeah.
All right, Andy, you said you had one more.
I do. So we were talking about Starship Troopers. We were talking about Helldivers. So a game I think would be cool is a Star Wars esque or Star Wars Helldivers esque game. So it's very similar to old school Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah.
With the Galactic Conquest type of stuff, but only like Star Wars.
So basically,
Or-
a modern, updated Star Wars Battlefront 2 or Battlefront 3.
Kind of, but like I haven't played Helldivers, but it's quite a bit different than like.
Right.
But anyway, like
Yeah, I mean, that would
just
be
was
cool.
like,
Or you could even what would be cool is just have a Halo ODST game, because those are basically Helldivers, dropship troopers,
Oh,
Yeah.
I see what
drop
you're
pod
saying.
troopers. That could
So
be
it's
fun
just
too.
it's just Helldivers.
Granted, at
but
that
with
point,
Halo?
it's just a reskinned Helldivers 2, but because I know that I think Helldivers 2 have had crossover events,
Yeah.
like skin packs and stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, that would be fun. Are you thinking like playing as clone troopers or just
Yeah,
any
you could play
faction?
as clone troopers, or I think my main thinking is just clone troopers against like droids.
Yeah.
That's where the one thing is, like, I don't know if it would be a perfect one, because like droids being a horde of droids trying to fight off a horde of droids, like, okay, but
Right.
after that it's kind of like, what else could you do with it?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I don't know. I think we need a good Star Wars shooter game. We haven't
I
had
mean-
one in a while.
I mean, Battlefront 2 is still pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It just
kind
took
of
a while to get there.
It took a
Took a
long time
while
to
to
get there, and
I mean,
now
it
I don't
did.
think
I mean,
they're
it was
doing
rough at
any-
the beginning.
Maybe they just need to release a Star Wars shooter game now and not tell anybody.
Just what is it? What do they call it? Shadow dropping.
Yeah.
Just appears out of nowhere.
And then eventually it gets good. And then we're like,
Yeah.
oh, have you played? There's a new one? Yeah, you should play it. It's actually good.
I mean, I haven't heard, but I wish that they would. I hope that they just haven't announced it, but I hope they're working on a Battlefront 3.
Yeah.
Because like it deserves a Battlefront 3.
I would also
like,
be on board for a Star Wars fighter game. They used to have those.
Fighter, like Street Fighter style fighter game.
Yeah, like a
Oh, okay.
fighting. They've had them before.
Fighting, not like a fighter pilot game.
Oh no, I mean they yeah, sure, but that's also Battlefront. But
Well, they also made Squadrons.
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 And that game was
Right.
kind of disappointing for me, but
Late shout out.
Yeah.
It's related, but the Star Fox remake. They keep
Yeah.
making the same game over and again, but
I know. I saw several people like, just give us a new game of Star Fox. Like,
Yeah.
why are you remastering it for like what, the 5th time or something like that?
like I'm still wanting to play it. Like I still want it, and I
Like you're still
wanna
gonna
play it.
like take my money, but
Yeah. Yeah, but
that's
and-
why they keep remaking it. Is they know people will buy it, just like Skyrim and
Well,
all
but
those
I'm
games.
also,
They're
like-
should we re-release this?
But
Will
I'm
they buy
also
it? Probably.
hoping
All right.
that I'm also hoping that they'll like get enough money to be like, oh, people actually still do want to play this, and then they'll actually make a game. But
Isn't it part of the problem with Star Fox is the other Star Fox games they try to make were not very good,
well, they don't stick to the same
'Cause-
format.
right?
Like apparently, the Star Fox game where you're not ever in a spaceship was supposed to be a different game, and then they reformatted it to be Star Fox instead. And
Yeah.
apparently, it's not a bad game. It's just not a good Star Fox game.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's a dream game, a new Star Fox
Yeah.
game that is actually a Star Fox game.
Yeah. All right. Anybody got
I've got
anything?
a quick one. We don't have to
Yeah.
go super in depth into it,
Go
but
for it.
I was thinking some kind of like Avatar: The Last Airbender game where you could create your own bender.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense, like
Yeah.
or you can, I don't know.
I
That's
mean,
just
that could be
something I
cool.
was thinking, because as a kid, you always wanted to, be a airbender or a firebender or whatever, and so they've made Avatar: The Last Airbender games, but you have to be like Aang or whatever.
Yeah. That's true. Maybe with the new movie and stuff coming out, maybe they'll decide to
Open the door
try
a
it
little
out.
bit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I do have a quick little honorable mention.
Mhm.
It's mainly Total War games that I want to see come out. Total War. I want a World War One Total War game. I think that should happen. And then I also want a Star Wars Total War game. And yeah, they're already making Medieval 3, which I also wanted them to make. Wanted them to go back to Medieval. And they're already making Warhammer 40K Total War, so it's like they've read my mind and they're like, all right, let's do it. But yeah, get those on there. A Lord of the Rings Total War game would also probably be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Basically, just start going through IPs. Game of Thrones would also be good. Granted, I think there's already a couple mods for some of the other Total War games, but
I know.
I guess for Total War, for those of you who want to know, if you don't already know, Total War Attila has a phenomenal Lord of the Rings mod for it. Basically, a whole Lord of the Rings video game. They've been working on it for like a decade. Finally released it. I've watched some gameplay on it. Looks awesome.
Mhm.
So,
I think something that I would love, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, is another Lord of the Rings game, like the one with the Nemesis.
Shadow of War.
Yeah, Shadow of Mordor type of game. Like, I don't think it'll ever happen again. One, because the company that made Shadow of War no longer exists, but mainly I don't think it'll happen again because, Lord of the Rings was so long ago. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Those games were awesome. Story got a little iffy towards the end. But like they're non-canon because of how they ended it.
yeah.
So,
Still a fun
alrighty.
game, though.
Oh, great game. Phenomenal game. Probably should go down as like a top 20 game of all time. Or something. Just because of the Nemesis system. But, anyway. Anybody got anything else?
I don't think so.
Alrighty. Thank you for joining us today. Please let us know in the comments a dream game that you would love to see get made someday. Or let us know that if your dream game got made, like you're like, I would love a game like this and it's come out. That'd be awesome to hear too. And please leave us a follow. Please comment, like, subscribe, all those fun things. And we will catch you in the next video. And we are out.
Readers deep.
Caw!
It's the law, folks.